My name is Curtis Symonds. I'm the CEO of the HBCUX Network. Was born in Bermuda and came over to the United States when I was 2 years old. I have grown up in Ohio, basically on the campus of Central State University. Graduated from Xenia High School in Xenia, Ohio in 1973. Left there and started my basketball career because one of my goals in life was to play college basketball. I was sadly didn't have the opportunity to play high school basketball, which is something I dreadfully remiss over my day because that's something I really wanted to do. But I had a great opportunity to play 4 years. I left Ohio in 1974 and walked on to a college by the name of St. Joseph College in Rensselaer, Indiana. And I played 2 years of college basketball there. And I transferred back after my sophomore year to Central State University and played my last 2 years at Central State University, which I have to say I'm very proud of and wish I had realized at that time I would play my whole 4 years at Central, because some of the bonding and friends that I met within those 2 years at Central State were amazing, and we're still friends today. After graduating in 1978 from Central State University, my job career kind of bounced around for a second. I started out as the general manager of a sporting goods store in lovely Beaver Creek, Ohio. The job ended up getting closed down because it was family owned and they had a dispute between the family and they ended up closing the business. And as a young man at that time, at 23 years old, I was trying to find myself and couldn't figure out what a physical education major, what I wanted to do. So I kind of bounced around for a little bit, and I ended up coming to Columbus, Ohio, and working for State Farm Insurance as a manager trainee. And I did that for 6 months and really did not like that business, and ended up quitting that and basically living the summer in Columbus. And this is when I had the opportunity through a friend of mine of getting involved in the cable industry. And my first taste of the cable industry was basically laying underground cable. And I was doing that over the summer after I had left State Farm. I did that the whole summer, made some really good money during the time, and then decided to come back to Xenia, Ohio to teach. I wanted to substitute teach and really get back into teaching. But when I came back, I was really intrigued by this cable industry and just happened to be talking to my old principal about what I did over the summer and wanted to know what he thought about it. And maybe was there an opportunity to, move that career along. And this is what I would tell anyone today. It's all about who you know, who you've met down the road, because the person that he told me to contact in lovely Xenia, Ohio was my old Cub Scout teacher, who was the regional manager at the time of Continental Cablevision. And so after some talking to her, I came on as a management trainee with Continental Cable. I did that for 6 months and became general manager of the cable system in Xenia, Ohio, which I grew up at, which was an unbelievable opportunity because knowing that area and being able to run the cable system in the city I grew up at was awesome. And one of the things it taught me was I had to build a cable system because we rebuilt the whole cable system. So I learned that over 3 years how to do that. After that, I kind of figured it was time for me to leave Xenia and try to figure out a new direction in my career in cable. And so I decided to take the opportunity to go to Chicago to work for a company that's no longer in existence now, called Group W Satellite. They were a 24-hour news channel just like CNN. They were basically owned by ABC and Westinghouse. I took a job on as regional manager in distribution. The job actually lasted 4 months, and then Turner bought out the company. After that, I was fortunate through a network of other friends to be able to really kind of jump my career by coming on with ESPN. And I started out with ESPN in 1980, and I started out as a local ad sales consultant, which meant I went out to the cable system and helped them show how to sell local advertising in their cable systems. I did that for a year and got promoted to regional director. That meant then I was running the whole Chicago area, the whole region of Chicago, which basically was about 8 states. And I did that for about 8 months. I became very well known in the industry with my sales approach and really grew in the industry. Was responsible for starting a lot of different organizations. There's an organization now that I'm very proud of called National Association of Minorities in Cable, which I was one of the founders of that and was part of that. But then in 1988, I got a call from Bob Johnson about the opportunity to come to BET. And basically when he talked to me, I really wasn't thinking about BET at the time, and decided, well, at 32 years old, where could I go and be executive vice president at another cable service?